I begin to show you how do we use windsurf.
Okay.
As an example will be to try to reconstruct a knee. So I am under Windows 11. It's a new, very new for me because I have a new Parallels, a new Mac OS system. So I double click on windsurf. It's a good surprise. Windsurf old version is working with Windows 11 very nicely. So I put in full screen and I begin to create a new file because every object you outline will be a 3D object and you have separate objects because you need to put textures, different colors. So new contour file is the option. And then you go to the folder when you have the slices. And for this, of course, before you have to check with the slices and with a book of anatomy to see where are the structures you want to outline. So I begin with femur. And for the femur, I have to begin with 4725. 4725. 4725. Because and second, when you have selected your slice, but you can change that afterwards, you have to put your parameters. This is a 3D parameters. That is parametering of X and Y and Z to have the 3D object. So the values are always the same. For this body, it's 1601, the two first parameters. And the other one you can change. It is when you jump from one slice to another. For this demonstration, I will choose 10, which is a good compromise. You will see that afterwards, when you make be very fine, very more precise, you will lower to 5 probably. But I show you with 10 first. So I am on this. Oh, it's not good. It's 27. No. 4725. Oh yeah, 47. Now we are in the hip. 4725, because in this slice, so I zoom a little bit. I will go on the right knee, which is on the left side of the screen. And here we have a very nice image. I was choosing this because it's a femur. I want to outline. You see, I can move here. So I see the condyles here. And I have to go where the condyles are going to disappear because this is the limit. So this is very nice because it is the end, so lower part of the two condyles. So now I will choose a channel. You have 16 channels. These are for the separate objects, the same objects which are in separate parts in the slice. So I begin with, let's say, with the green channel. I take the pen, which is a drawing pen. I have a mouse, but I can draw here with not dot by dot, but making a drawing. And I have to also to precise a parameter, which is the distance of the two dots. When I draw with a pen, with down end, I can do that more easily than to do dot by dot. So I choose 30 because you will see the space between the dots will be correct. If it's too large, it's not precise. If it's too much, it's not necessary. So, and another rule is to begin always in the same plane. Let's say on the top of the screen to begin. So I begin with this, you see, so I can draw and the dots are putting very precisely on the limits. And another part of the condyles is left condyle or the right condyle. Or for this, I can choose another channel, let's say the red channel. And the same, I go from the top of the screen. I try to be very regular. This is not the case here. This is regarding the mouse. And then I can go downwards because condyles are disappearing, or I can go upwards. And you see here that the two condyles are joining. So I keep one single channel, could be red or green anyway. I begin in the same area. This is a cartilage. I try to be precise. My mouse is not perfect, but right. You are supposed to make a very precise work even with a mouse like that. So now I go upwards and again. So now when the shape of the anatomical elements is modified from one slice to another, you can go from 10 to 10. If it's the same shape, you can jump to 20 or 30 or something because it will smooth the contour. So now I go there upwards. I make another contour. My mouse is not very, I don't feel it well, but supposed to do that very quickly. Now, what is this? Wow. Now I think I can jump a little bit because the shape is always the same. I can go to other slices upwards. You see the condyles, the posterior part of the condyles. You have to follow very precisely. You can follow either the cartilage or the bone. Depends. If you want to reconstruct the cartilage, it's better to have the lateral, the external part of the bone. Oh, right. So now go up. I jump 20. This is a trochlea. Now I go up. It will go quicker afterwards in the diaphysa. You see the popliteal, the space, intercondylar space. This is a part of the bone, and you see some other structure which are not the bone. And this needs an expertise. It's not so easy in some cases to differentiate the limit of the bone and the ligaments and different things. You see the white thing is a cartilage. Here, if I make here you have a problem, I can wipe. I can redo because this is a hole, this is a depression here, and you can add some points or clear some points with. You see, you can do any operation. And now I am in the lower part of the diaphysa of the femur, so it will go quicker because the shape is not very different. So I go here. Let's say quicker. Depends. You can, if you do that very quick, it could be very nice, or it could be a little rough. So you have to come back and to add some outlining in between if you think that it's bringing some more information. But you see, in this case, it's a very regular shape of a kind of cylinder, so you can go quick, and this is producing a more smooth outlining. So now it's finished for the main part, and you see it's not too bad. I have a kind shape of the femur now. You see, but which is bad is the joining in the two parts of the condyle. So this I'll have to work again, and to work this again, I will change the inter slice. So first I show you when you have this result. First you have in many cases to use a special plugin, a special feature, which is advanced surfacing better, and this is producing anyway a much better result, because you see the only thing is to fill the condyles with a smooth round shape, and this I will show you how to do that. So this is not too bad in 2 minutes to make the part of the femur. Anyway, of course, you come back to 2D, and you have to save your work, that is to name your object. which is knee, femur, left, and you save it. Because here and you save, and when you do that, when you go back to 3D, 2D, and you leave, so you saved, if you close, it will ask you to save the surface file, because you have, for each object, one dot files contouring and one surface file, which is a 3D object. So when I do that, I can go tomorrow and make complete this element. You see, genou, knee. You go to knee. Oh, it's not in, yes, knee. I save, or, yes, knee, femur, left. Then you are back in your, and you will choose 5 to make more precise work in between the slices, because in between the slices you can miss the end of an element of a detail, anatomical detail. But for the beginning, my advice is to begin with 10 and then to refine and to go lower in lower. And so here you see that we have to go back to the first slice, which was about 4725. We save time. 725. 725. This was the first. So we were there. We were in here and here. So you can make another one, but this is not necessary in my opinion. I have to go down, and then you see smaller because they were not displayed in the first. And you can here make another contour, which is, I think it's here, probably, because you see this blue sign is a condyle, which is finishing, I think. And the other one is another condyle here, which is not complete, but you see the tibia also is making some, sorry. So you wipe this dot. You go to the red channel, and you finish, let's say here. And then, as a trick, I go down, and now I will add very small contour to make a very nice shape. And I do that by hand, separate points, a lot of points, very small. And then I make a caps here, a red caps on the channel 2, and the same on the channel 1. That is the ending part of the two outlines. So I go up, and I will, with my finger, make a check with you see, so I go down, and I be exactly in the center of my previous outline. For this also, there is a trick. If you click on this, you see, if you click on this arrow on the right, this will display the previous contour you draw. It could be very useful to use that. And then you will put that and that. And that, once again, advanced surfacing better. And you see here, I have a very nice final shape of the femur, which is now finished. So if you click on it, double click, you can modify the color of the femur. You can show the wireframe of the femur that you draw. And you can, if you have several channels, you can display all the channels with the colors to distinguish where is the error, where is the mistake. So I do that. So now I go back to 2D. You never quit the program in 3D. It's making a problem. So in 2D, you will file save. 3D, 2D, file quit. So this is finished for the finger. Yes. Now let's go to the tibia bone. Same thing. I have a new control file. My slice for the tibia bone is 4750 at the beginning. 4750 about. Okay. Now I choose always the same value here. And here I choose 10. And once again, you remember my, yes. And then I am on the tibia bone at the higher part. It's complicated because you have a very complex shape, which we call the tibia spines. And you have to interest to begin with simple shapes and then to go to the more complex thing with a lowering of the interslice. So I begin here with a red channel. Once again, I begin at the top of the screen here. Exactly the same procedure. You see also that we have the patella that we outline later here in this slice. So I go down 2 times, that is 20 millimeters interslice. You see that even if I go quick, I have a very good result and good shape, but you can take more time and be more careful. And here you can see you have the patella and the articulation between the tibia and the patella. So I go down. Try to be precise if possible. Go down. Now the shape is modifying a little bit, so I prefer to go with an interslice of 10 in this part to keep the shape of the tibia and the articulation with the fibula here. Now, no, it's not modified. Here you have another slice. It's taking time, but it's not so so complicated and so long. Anyway, 2 times. Probably again 2 times. Now it's simple because the tibia bone, the tibia shape is not modifying too much, so I can enlarge the space in between the outlining slices. This is very simple in this case, tibia bone, but the most complicated is the higher part. We see that next. So I go now another one and lower and see what is the result, which is rough at the beginning. Right. So I finish for the main part of the tibia. Just show you first, put the name, knee, tibia, right. I don't remember. It's all right. Huh? It's the left side, but it's the right tibia. Save the contour. Go to 3D. So 3D is not too bad, but I have nothing at the higher part of the tibia, and I will have to draw this part and to close the area of the tibia. So first I go to 2D save, 2D save. You have to do that 2D, 3D, file, close. Now I edit this file to be more precise at the higher part. So knee, I choose knee tibia bone. And here now I put 5 because I would like to be more precise on the specific area and this specific area. So I have to go to the good slice, which is 4750. 4750. And then I'm back to my slice when I did. So now I have to go up. And this is complicated because you say the shape is modifying, and I guess that the tibia is here, but this is not so obvious. You see here? Now it's doing like that because it's here, it's a femur. It's not the tibia, this one. It's a cartilage in between. So this could be complicated, but now I do that. You have a cartilage here in white. I have to go up again. No, up again. I think it's like that. And which is very complicated in the tibia spines because you don't see them very well. And I try to be right. I go up again And this, the tibia is disappearing, tibia bone, but you see the medial part of the tibia is emerging because it's a region where you have the spines of the tibia. So I do that like that. You need to know a little bit anatomy for this, of course. I think it's not too bad. And then I would like to have the tibia. So I think one spine is here, the other is here. So now I will draw in a red channel in a single contour here. And I guess in the next slice, you will have to draw two contours here. And you see, you can choose here the red channel, the green channel on the left. I can add a dot here because I missed it. And a red channel on the right, on the other spine of the tibia, which is not disappearing on the next slide, I think. So here I have two. This one I don't know. I have to go. It's difficult to say what it is. I guess that is not disappearing completely. So once again, a trick for the green. To find it, I would like to make a little, as I showed you before, and I will caps up because it's the end of this entity. And regarding the red one, I think I have another slice here. This is the most difficult part. And if I go up, I will finish it here. I don't know what's the result, but I guess it will be nice to do that. But it needs some experience, of course. And then you caps up. So now I go to 3D. It's not too bad, but you see the reconstruction is not good because I did not use the surfacing better. It's good, but here we have something which is an artifact that we have to arrange by making another contour. I don't spend all my time for this. You see, it's not perfect. Here you have an artifact and here, but the other part is not too bad because it's very complex shape. It's very complex shape here. So I stop there, 2D, file save, 3D, 2D, file close, and we save this. Then we go quickly to the patella. I would like for you to show the whole knee, of course. The patella is beginning 4590, 4590, 90. So the same. And for the patella is not very complex shape, so I can choose 10 and keep 10, I think. So the patella is here. It's the beginning of the patella, as you can see. So you use the bars to move. You can zoom if you have a small object to be more precise, but you see the artifact of the pixelization, the pixels is not perfect. So now I can change, I can take the blue channel. Now this is the patella, you see the cartilage. So this is the patella. If I go down, same. No, sorry, mistake. You see the shape here doing light. You have to follow the shape, of course, not to go too fast. You see it's a kind of light. By the way, I go up and I will here. I think there is a very, very small part which is supposed to be the end of the entity, and I will do like always. That is doing that to have a more metal refinement, and then I caps up because it's the end of the patella. Now I go down. I begin here. See the cartilage, and this is the bone. Now go down. I can go quick because, as you can see, the shape is not very complex shape. Here, try to follow the bone limit. can take or not the cartilage. That it depends if you want to reconstruct the cartilage later, separately. I will show the results with the cartilage and bone at the end. I will not do the cartilage for you, but it's done already, so you can have the result. Sorry for the time, but it takes time to do that.
Don't worry, this is great.
Yeah. It's a lesson. You can show things. So I made a mistake. I can display this dot. For the two last, the first and the last should not be too close. They can have the same distance than the other inter points. You see, it's not joining. So go now. Sorry, because I have a problem with this. There is a button here. Show. Oh, it's not very. Yes. The message of Zoom is hiding for me the menu. So I go down, I think. Yes, down. This is another contour. And for the end, is finished. So like for the other one, I think it's not 10, it's probably 5, so the shape will not be perfect. So I go to 3D. You see, it's not too bad. I have not, for this case, because I have one single channel, color channel, I have not to use advanced surfacing better. No, it's smooth. But the other trick is to use a smoothing feature, which is not bad because it's improving the image. So in this case, I do not follow, but I should have a caps here or ending part. This could be this one. But in this, you see, it's not very good shape. It should be smoother. But I end here. So file, save. Oh, patella, knee patella. So knee patella, file save, 3D, 2D, file quit, close, yes, save the surface file. And then in the hand, I will finish by the fibula bone. So new control again. Fibula bone is supposed to be beginning at 4780. So I choose 4780. Doing that, I save time because otherwise I have to see the slice by slice and to verify what it is. But if you write the number of this, it's better. So here you have this is where is the fibula? The fibula is beginning here, roughly. So I can take the blue. If you like blue, you can take in green. It's exactly the same. So in the same case, I do that. I begin always at the top of the screen. You can caps it because it's the beginning of the bone. Now it's changing the shape a lot, so you have to do 10 by 10 or less if you think it's better. You see the shape is changed very much at that level. So you have to be precise and to do that. Because the lower part of the fibula was very simple, but the head of the fibula has a very special shape that should be respected. Of course, we are doing anatomy, so we have to be precise if you want to have the good shape. Now it's almost finished, I think. I will go quicker, low in the lower part. Not too much here because it's changing. We are on the neck of the fibula. And then I go quicker. to have the remind neck of the fibula. It's difficult to see the limit, as you can see here. It's not very good. The quality of the slice is good, but not so good as the Korean. The Korean is more high resolution images. In some cases, you cannot see very well, but you can 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yes, you have some artifact here. So I stop anyway. Here the shape is modifying here, right? So you know that cuts because it's cutting the fibula. It's not the ending of the fibula. So you can see here, it's not very bad. You can double click and smooth a little bit. You can go to 2D, save. Save, you have to put a name. Knee, fibula right, anyway. So 3D, 2D file, save. 3D, 2D file, quit. Close. And yes. So now I will have a look at my files, my 4 files, making the knee. So for this, I use another feature. We see a new control when you want to create a new one. When you want to edit and to go back to a control, you go to edit. And open surface file is want to see only the surface files. So here I can take all together the knee files, that is the 4 knee files, all together and open. And this will show, I don't know if it's my, yes, it's my file. So for the femur, sorry, because I have a wireframe. I did you remember we changed the color. So I did in white, it's better. So here we have the first result of what we did in this kind of lesson. The spine of the tibia are not perfect, but we have to refine them and to improve them by retouching the outline, but they did that very quickly. But you see, it's a very good result. In a way, on the anatomical point of view, it's perfectly correct. And I show you another version I did yesterday or close with cartilage. Open surface file, and in my folder knee, I have another one which is almost the same, but we have the cartilage. So you see in blue that we saw what was white in the slices, which are the cartilage articulation between the tibia and fibula, and also the emissive cartilage of the patella. But you can see, and here the spines are better shown here, a little better. So you can use to zoom. You see, this should be smooth a little bit. It's a little rough, but you can 3D move. There is an artifact here on the condyle, you see, that should be corrected. But of course, when you have the result, you come back. And the big advantage of this software is you have immediately the result between 2D and 3D. That is, you draw and you see immediately the result in 3D, so you can make improvements and modify your outlining and go back to 3D immediately. So this is very nice. So of course, you can do all the body like that. Or finally, you can have 1,500 elements and you can display together, which is a huge file, and you can export it to another CAD program, especially in Blender file or something. So you see the different things. I did not show you the adjust feature because I think it's not good. For the slices which are aligned, you don't have to align to modify the. So you see the different tools and different things, it's a very simple software working very nicely. And you see, I think it's the best way to learn anatomy, because you create yourself the shape of your elements. You see what is on the slice. You have to recognize, to expertise the slice, to take a book to check what it is. And this is the work you do in your brain, and you construct your volume in your brain. And I see the memory retention is much better with this technique doing anatomy with windsurf outlining. So probably you have some questions, so do not hesitate. I think it's simple and understandable.